Hi, I'm Andy Glass with WorkshopAddict.com. Today we're going to take a look at the Woodpeckers' latest one-time tool. It's the parallel guide system for the Festool Track Saw tracks. Now this is a rerun. It has been out before, but it is my first time seeing it here. Let me bring you in for a closer look. We'll go over a little assembly, calibration, I'll show you it in action, and then we'll talk a little bit about my impressions. The parallel guide system, or PGS, includes two main body brackets to attach the PGS to the Festool track, 4 flip stops to register at the desired dimension that you would like to cut, 8 laser engraved precision track triple slot T-tracks, 6 T-track connectors, and 2 narrow stock ripping guides. Start by connecting the T-track segments by inserting the T-track connectors and then securing them with the included Allen wrench. Remember to make sure to put the tracks in order according to the scale. Next, place the longer screws on the T-track side of the main body bracket and screw on the T-slot nuts a couple of turns. Do the same for the shorter screws on the track side. Slide on the T-slot tracks and the track saw track and temporarily tighten the screws. Oofta, say that 3 times fast. Next, slide on the flip stops, 2 per arm. With the 2 arms in close proximity, insert the narrow stock ripping guide and move on to calibrating the unit. The calibration instructions are straightforward and easy to follow, but we can quickly cover them here. With the knobs to the narrow stock ripping guide loosened, move the flip stop to the specific dimensions listed in the instructions. They are also marked by the arrows engraved on the T-track. Once they are in place, lock them down and then move the narrow ripping guide all the way to the right or closest to the Festool track and lock them in place with the knurled knobs on the flip stops. Loosen the 2 screws that connect the main body bracket to the T-track. Take a solid piece of wood that has a 90-degree corner on it and rest it against the Festool's track sacrificial cutting edge. Then move the T-track assembly towards the block until the narrow stock ripping guide touches the block of wood. Then tighten the screws and lock everything in position. The entire process takes under a minute to do. The entire contents are shipped in a nice foam case that's packaged in your standard cardboard, but an optional Systainer case is available. Now I'd recommend the Systainer case as your Festool TS55 or other track saws come in a nice Systainer case that you can connect right to the top and keep it with it at all times. So if you're on the job site, you can whip it out, boom, you're ready to go. It is with the tool all the time that it belongs with. We coincidentally had a project come in the shop where we needed to rip down a whole bunch of MDF stock. So in order to put this unit to the test, that's exactly what we did. We had dimensions that we needed to cut and a whole bunch at those dimensions. So using the PGS was a perfect opportunity with this project, and it just shows exactly that. This is intended to rip down sheet goods stock very fast, very accurate, and repeatability is an absolute key to this jig or accessory here for your track saw. Now I see this as a beautiful accessory for someone in a smaller shop that maybe doesn't have the room for a 52-inch rip capacity on their table saw. Someone on the job site can have this connected to their Festool Track Saw, Systainer all the time, so it's always with them. It basically replaces a table saw cross-cutting basically, and even if you have connectors to connect your Festool tracks, you can use this jig lengthwise and rip stock instead of cross-cut your plywood, which is primarily what this thing is used for. So someone on the job site, you know, it could potentially replace them carrying around a table saw. Do I think it's as fast or as easy? No, but in a bind, having the right tool can get you absolutely out of a jam. It doesn't take up a lot of space. The Systainer is very small, and what it can offer people in certain situations that value cross-cutting sheet goods. Now, me particularly here, I have the Festool Track Saw. I know that it is not so much cumbersome, but when it takes extra time marking and then placing your track saw on those marks. This thing absolutely sped up time breaking down the sheet good, and they were quite honestly at finished dimensions. Now, we typically use a straight edge ripping guide and a circular saw to rough cut them, and then we bring them to the table saw. With the Festool Track Saw, in addition to the PGS, you can absolutely get finished quality cuts and parts that are finished dimensions. We really like that they included the narrow stock guides to rip or cut anything under 10.5 inches. You use the side scales to do so. It is a little bit of time to set that up, so going from the flip stops to the narrow stock guides takes a little bit of time, but if you can plan out your cuts beforehand and do all your cuts over 10.5 inches and then all your cuts under 10.5 inches, you'll be minimizing that conversion, but in the grand scheme of things, it's really not that bad for the quality that you get. This unit is very expensive in the grand scheme of things, I think, but with that being said, having the right tool for the right job makes the job a lot easier, faster, and it's more convenient, and you get pretty dang good results from our experience here today. Let us know below if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. What do you guys think of the latest one-time tool by Woodpeckers? Yes, it is a rerun. We have seen it before. This is our first time getting our hands on it, and it is a nice accessory in addition to the outstanding quality that the Festool Track Saws offer. We encourage you to follow us on social media as we do project updates, product review updates, and exclusive social media giveaways. I'm Andy Glass with Workshop Addict. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.